Good day, everyone. I am Musa Salaudeen. I will be taking you through the knowledge of government. I will be your tutor for today. This platform has been designed for all senior secondary school students, especially for the WAEC candidates during this lockdown period, and beyond to assuage the uncertainties of this uncertain time. For today, we will talk about the definition of government. As we all know, the study of government involves a wide range of issues and problems. It covers rules and regulations by which the society are governed. Subjects such as history, religion, economics are closely related to the study of government, insofar as they influence the performance of government and the success or failure of regimes. In this way, government or politics cannot be studied in isolation from these related disciplines. Traditionally, government was divided into three main branches, and we'll look at those branches, namely the legislature, the executive, and the judiciary. More recently, writers have talked about other branches, particularly the civil service. As we shall see in subsequent chapters, the study of government takes note of other fields such as the media, public operations, and interest groups. But first, let's talk about government as an institution of the state. When we get to our exam board, there will be a way in which our examiners will ask us questions, and there are certain ways in which they want us to respond. You will be asked as students to define government as either an academic field of study, or an art of governing, or an institution of a state. Let's look at government as an institution of a state. Government as an institution of a state means that government exists to serve the needs of the society and to resolve conflict through the making, execution, and interpretations of laws. Government is therefore an institution through which the will of the society is formulated, expressed, and realized for the attainment of its goals through its three mainly arms: the executive, the legislature, and the judiciary. Secondly, government as an art of governing. When we look at government as an art of governing, it means that we are trying to consider an organ with legal force to enforce security, peace, and stability in a state through government rules and regulations. Though government rules and regulations are made, interpreted, implemented, and enforced through the activities of society are regulated. Also, government as an art of governing only means one thing, that is the way in which all the organs of government perform their activities. The last but not the least, which is government as an academic field of studies, means only one thing, that we as students can study government in our schools, colleges, higher institutions of learning. We can study government or political science in different departments. Namely, I will try to name the department in which we can study government in. 1. Public administration. 2. We have international relations. We have political theory. We have comparative politics. We have local governments. These are the places in which we can study government as an academic field of study. Now, after you've defined government as an academic institution of the state, as an art of governing, and as an academic field of study, You are expected as students of the senior secondary school to understand the people that are involved in government. Namely, we have the executives, we have the legislature, and we have the judiciary. These are the three important arms of government performing duties and different functions according to the dictates of our constitution. These people all together combined are the people called the government. First of all, let's look at the executive. The executives, they are like the function. The function of this branch is to carry out executive policies, and the executive policies that have been decided by the legislature. Although the nature of the executives, the nature of their work varies according to the system of government being practiced. In our books, in our narratives, you would see or come across executives, and the explanation will be the policy formulation and implementation. You formulate and you implement. Examples of the people that are involved in the executive, there are examples of people in the executive. We have the president, we have the governors, we have civil servants, we have police officers. They are the people who come up with policies and they implement it. They make sure people follow the laws in which they bring out. Second, the legislature, they are the lawmakers. These people, they make law for a particular country. Many people, the people who represent the legislature are called honorables or the senators. They perform many functions in the legislature aside lawmaking. One, they represent the citizens, constituencies and interests of the people. Two, they control public funds and expenditure. Three, education of the public through debates on public issues. Four, the selection of members of the executives or the ratification of the appointment of nominees for public office. They also perform the basic function of training grounds for the future leaders. Legislature in this respect vary in composition. In some countries, they practice one chamber, which we call a unicameral system. In some other countries, like our country, Nigeria, we practice a two-chamber, which is sometimes referred to as bicameral legislature. The next one are the judiciary. Their main work is purely the interpretation of the law. The laws in which the legislature they've made, the policies in which the executives have laid down, the people that are involved in the interpretation and adjudication of this law are the people called the judiciary. Who are the people that make up the judiciary? We have our lawyers, we have our judges, and so on. Next on our agenda is to look at the characteristics of government, and also we are looking at the functions of government. Most of the times during exams, especially our WAEC, our NECO, our GCE, you may be asked to list the characteristics and explain them. List and explain. So it is left to you as a student or as students to know your points and to be able to develop them in the examination hall. Number one characteristics of government is political power. Government must have its power. Why must they have power? It's just for them to ensure obedience and cooperation by the citizens. It is the capacity to mobilize the resources in order to achieve certain desired effect. Second characteristic on the board is law. This whole system of rules and regulation must be in place to ensure proper order in the society. Next one, the periodic change. Every government must change. Government is not permanent, as it is changed periodically, both in the personnel and in form. No government is permanent. Even if it's a military regime, the military ruler cannot rule forever. The military ruler may rule for a long period of time, but one day will be removed, but the state will remain. We will talk about the state and the government when we get to our subsequent episodes. Number 4, the social services. Social services, the justification for the existence of government is based on the concept that government will perform its duty of providing social amenities such as electricity, water, roads, etc. As we experience in the third world countries, Nigeria for example, majority of the duties of the government is to provide social amenities, road, water, electricity, etc. These are the functions of the government. The next one, the revenue. Revenue is the generation of funds for the provision of services and for the running of the government. You must have money for you to run a government. Government must accrue money from its citizens in order for it to have a successful government. The last but not the least on characteristics is the security. The security of lives and property is the number one duty of the government, one of its priorities. There is no government or no state will be stabilized if there is instability, insecurity amongst its people. So the government must stabilize the country by protecting the lives and properties of its citizenry. Next is the functions the functions of government. When you get to the exam hall as students, I like to talk about being in an exam hall because the summary of all what we are doing here is to prepare your mind for being in a situation whereby you will need to sit down, think deep, and apply all the knowledge in which you've acquired. Now, when you get to the exam hall and you are asked a question to talk about the functions of government, you look at the arms of government that we've talked about: the executives, the legislature, and the judiciary. They are all people informed the government. What are their duties? Number 1, the lawmaking is the duty of the legislature, as we've said. 2, maintenance of law and order, the duties of the executive. Policy formulation, the duty of the executives. Protections of life and properties, duty of the executive. The defense, the executive. Provision of basic amenities, the legislature and the executives. Provision of employment, most importantly, it rests on the executives. We have other functions of government. We have political duty, they perform economic functions, they also maintain external relations with other countries. Hi guys, this is the voice you've been listening to, the voice of Musa Salaudeen. I hope you've learned one or two things through our interactive class. This platform has been designed for the senior secondary school students, and I hope that if you watch this, you will subscribe to our YouTube channel and you invite your friends and tell others to benefit from it. During this period of corona, we have to stay indoors and follow the guidelines by the health workers in which they laid down. Wash your hands well, isolate yourself, please stay at home and be safe. You can contact us through our WhatsApp number 07037375183 or through our Gmail salaudeenmusa@gmail.com. There will be subsequent classes we have in stock for you: mathematics classes, English, chemistry, physics for the science students, literature for arts, and indeed government, which we have done today. Thank you very much and stay